Imagine waiting months just to buy a bag. Not because it's impossible to make, but because you were just never meant to get it easily. That's the strange psychology of luxury. You think luxury is about being rich? It isn't. Luxury. When we hear this word, what comes to our mind? Rich people, comfort, money, being privileged? Well, it's not really any of that. Luxury is about identity, and sometimes that identity is so carefully controlled that people will wait for months, even years, just for the chance to buy a single bag from Hermès. Not only that, luxury is also a language, a way of communicating taste, culture, status, and belonging. And once you understand how that language works, you'll never look at a logo the same way again. Hi, I'm Avni, and here we explore the ideas, cultures, and stories that shape the world around us. So, you might have heard about two kinds of luxury, old money and new money. But let me explain the context behind it. Let's talk about new money first. Hearing new money, what comes to your mind? Logos, flashiness, as if it's trying to prove something. Because it is trying to prove something. Those big logos, that loudness, it's about telling the world, oh, I've leveled up, I've made it. It's about outer validation, about showing the hustle behind it. But this new money phase, it's seasonal, it doesn't last, it chases trends. Whereas old money, it's about legacy, continuity. Instead of trends and logos, it cares about permanence, timelessness, about things that last. Where new money is screaming, I have arrived, old money is quietly stating, I've been here for decades. It doesn't care about outer validation. It runs on something inner, something that comes from being self-sufficient, self-assured. It shuns public display as crass and values privacy above all. Think of it like new money is a neon sign, bright, loud, impossible to ignore. Old money, it's an unmarked door on a quiet street that only certain people know how to find. But why do we even do all this? Well, because it gives the person not only satisfaction but validation. For instance, a person saves up money, denying themselves small things along the way, just so that one day they can buy a single luxury item. Why? Well, this is called reward psychology. By buying that one specific luxury item, which wasn't even a need, it creates a sense of achievement, a moment of reckoning, where the people feels like he has made it in life. He has proven to the world that he has arrived. But it's not only about outer validation. It also gives the person self-validation, a sense of happiness, a sense of satisfaction, because he worked hard to save up for that item. So when he finally purchases it, it feels like a reward. It feels like finishing a marathon. The item isn't really the point. The transformation you feel crossing that finishing line is. Not only that, but that one luxury item can also be seen as a symbol of ambition. The person works hard to save up money just so he can buy that one thing. Just like a student works hard to clear exams or an employee works hard for a promotion. All ambitions, but what drives us towards them differs. Some work for outer validation, chasing logos, chasing the supreme drop. Then there are some who work for the inner one, the inner peace, the inner standard. But the real question is luxury actually about exclusivity or is it just an illusion of exclusivity? Well, actually, it's both. Some products are generally exclusive and rare, but in most cases, they are simply portrayed as exclusive through storytelling. Exclusivity is not always about a rarity, it's about narrative, because of which even mass luxury feels exclusive. It creates the illusion of exclusivity. Brands that use this concept are not selling products or lifestyle, they are selling validation. They use the narrative of heritage to romanticize their products, connect with history, build a myth of craftsmanship, and tell the buyer about the hours of work behind the product. It doesn't just make the buyer feel the exclusivity of the product, the story makes the product feel rare. It creates the narrative of not everyone can have this, so the object feels irreplaceable. Luxury brands don't sell products, they sell a mythology. And like all myths, the power isn't in whether it's true, it's in whether you believe it. And no brand understands this illusion of exclusivity better than Hermès. Take the Birkin bag, one of the most coveted luxury item in the world. But here's the thing, you can't just walk into a store and buy a Birkin. You're placed on a waiting list, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. And that waiting list isn't just logistical, it's psychological. They don't just sell scarcity, they engineer hunger. But it doesn't stop there. Before Hermès even considers offering you a Hermès Birkin bag, you need a purchase history with the brand, scarves, belts, smaller leather goods. Only then you get access. Luxury has a hierarchy, and Hermès makes sure you climb it first. And the Birkin isn't just a bag, it's a hand-stitched, single craftsman built object, one artisan, one bag from start to finish, each one imperfect in its own way. That imperfection, that's the point. And Hermès will tell you this story every single time because the story is the product. They first storytell the exclusivity, then they put it behind a waiting list to starve the buyer. So when the moment finally comes, there are no second thoughts, no hesitation, just take my money. They've wrapped the product in so many layers of heritage, craftsmanship, and controlled scarcity that it ceases to be just an object. It becomes something that feels irreplaceable, something that feels like it chose you. So the exclusivity was never really in the object, it was in the narrative built around it. Luxury was never about owning something rare. It was about believing in the story around it. So next time you buy into the myth of exclusivity, ask yourself, are you buying the object or the story they wrapped around it? Because in the world of luxury, the story is the most expensive part.